In this video, I'm going to teach you how to use Claude Code so that you can do your marketing, your sales, your customer experience, your product work, everything that you can imagine that is tangentially related to growing your business. This is often called GTM engineering or go-to-market engineering. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to get started in the next 10 minutes. And once you set this up, you're going to have the ability to be able to actually get Claude Code to do work for you. I'm talking about doing keyword research for you, then writing the blog post, then actually publishing the blog post. I'm talking about doing research on what you should be talking about within your Facebook ads, actually making those Facebook ads, publishing those to Facebook, and then analyzing which of those ads are the low performers and the high performers. This isn't a skill. This is actual work getting done. And that's the biggest contrast. And with that said, I'm Cody Schneider. I'm the co-founder of a company called Graph.com. I've been doing marketing for over 15 years. And in this video, I'm going to give you everything you need so that you can start doing go-to-market engineering using Claude Code. I'm going to show you how to set it up. I'm going to show you why you should go immediately to this instead of Claude Cowork or N8N. And I'm going to teach you how you can even take this further and actually build personal software and personal agents for yourself to help get your job done. And real quick before we get started, this episode is brought to you by Graph.com, the AI data analyst for go-to-market teams. Unify all your data into a single place and then use it to analyze that data to turn it into information and then build reports and live dashboards based off of it. You can also connect it via MCP so that you can use it within Claude Code. All right, let's jump into it right now. All right, to begin, let's just talk about what GTM engineering actually is, just to give context. So it stands for go-to-market engineering, and traditionally it used to mean just what would be involved in the process of like cold email or reach out, basically everything in relationship to that. Clay really kind of solidified or owned this word initially, clay.com, for this GTM engineering role. But now it's quickly evolving past that, further past that, into, okay, everything related to marketing. So this could be customer experience, this could be product, this could be paid ads, this could be SEO, anything that's involved in that go-to-market process that you're using AI to do the engineering, the software development, the build-outs for, this is how this is fitting into it. So just to talk through what this actually means in concepts, like when I say GTM engineering, what am I actually describing? It's all of the middle work that previously you would be like hands on keyboard touching or touching a mouse to get done. And what your role now is turning into is you have ideas, all that middle work you hand off to Claude Code, and then you're the polish, you're the endpoint. And we're going to show you, I'm going to walk you through this whole process on like how to actually do this. But I want you to just think in your mind, okay, I'm just trying to get Claude Code to do the work for me. That is what I'm trying to get to happen. And it could be other agents as well. This is just what we're going to be doing today. All right. And that's all the context that you need to get started. Now let me show you how to actually set this up so you can start doing GTM engineering and then give you an example of what's possible with this. So to get started, the first thing that you need to do is build a folder that you're going to be working out of. So I work out of this folder called Graph Growth Agents. And just for this today, I'm going to create a new folder called demo. And then once I've created that folder, I'm then going to go and I'm going to work either out of the Claude desktop app or I'm going to work out of the Claude terminal. So I just select that folder. And at this point, I need to do two things to be able to start actually getting Claude to start doing work for me. I need to set up what's called an environment file where all of my API keys from my entire stack is going to be stored. And then I need to set up what's called a claude.md file that tells Claude, whenever I provide a new API key, add it to that environment file so that all of these get stacked together so they can be reused into the future. So you can work out of the Claude desktop. I personally don't do that. I work out of the terminal so that I can have multiple windows open simultaneously and be jockeying between them, going back and forth. So let me show you how I actually work. I'm going to go and I'm going to open up a terminal. And once I'm in that terminal, I'm going to then get into that folder that we just made, that demo folder. I'm going to do cd documents/demo. And now that I'm in that folder, and this cd command is just a bash command that gets you there. This is, again, super easy to get started and to do. I'm going to just type Claude. That's all I have to do to get started to start using Claude. And once I'm here, I can literally tell Claude, hey, build that environment file and add to the Claude MD that anytime I provide an API key to add it to that environment file. And this is, again, just the foundational framework of what's necessary to get Claude to be able to start doing this work for you, this middle work for you. So how I actually do this is I use transcription software. It's called Super Whisper. Shout out Neil. And right now I'm about to press Option Spacebar, and that's going to start this transcription software. And I'm going to say, all right, make an environment file for me, please, within this directory. And whenever I say directory, that just means folder, just for you guys that are listening. And then also add a claude.md file and include instructions within that claude.md file that anytime that you get an API key or I provide an API key, you add that to the environment file so that it can be used in the future as well. And now I'm just going to hit send and I'm going to let it do that work for me. All right, at that point, that is all you have to do to get started working on this. Infrastructurally, you are good to go. And just to cast a vision, I would now then go open like 5 different terminals like this, and I would be bouncing back and forth between all of them, and I'm just jockeying the agents to get that work to be done for me. So what's an example of that work? Let me show you in an actual example. What we're gonna do is research keywords. We're gonna then write a blog post. We're then going to publish a blog post, and that whole thing is going to be done by Claude in the next 5 minutes. So to do that, let's make a new chat, and I'm going to CD into another folder, and this is the one that I actually work out of that has all of my API keys stored in it. And then I'm going to launch Claude, and then I'm going to tell it what I want it to do. So I'm going to tell it use the Keywords Everywhere API and find all of the versus keywords that you can for Looker Studio verse Y. So it'll be like Looker Studio or X versus Y style keywords. All right, so I just transcribed that and hit send message, and I'm now going to start letting that work. So what's about to happen is Claude knows that the Keywords Everywhere API is available. It's going to go and do research for what it needs to do to find the keywords that I told it to look for, those X versus Y keywords. And then once I have those keywords, I'm then going to go and I'm going to have it write a blog post based off of what is ranking currently on page 1 of Google for that target keyword phrase. And again, at this point, I would actually start working on something in the background. I would have another window open and I would be bouncing back and forth between those. Or just to break the fourth wall, what I'm actually doing right now is editing the intro of this video into script while I'm waiting for this to work. But this is the core concept. This is the core idea here is you're basically trying to get these agents to go and do that work for you, the actual touching of the keyboard work. And then you are just that conductor and that curator of the actions that it's doing. And if you're wanting to learn how to do GTM engineering like this, please go to gtmengineeringcourse.com. It's totally free. It's brought to you by me and my company, graph.com. It's literally just tutorials like this showing you how to actually do this work. And if you also want more content like this, go and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And at this point, it's brought those keywords back in. And now let's go and actually make a blog post out this and publish this to the website using this tooling. So I'm just going to pull out this Looker Studio versus Metabase. And then I'm going to prompt it to write this blog post based off of the specifications that I want it to hit. So I'm going to say, write a blog post about this target keyword. The article should be 1,500 words long. I'm going to provide source material for you. The article should be 1,500 words long. I'm going to provide source material for you to write based off of. And then the source material that I'm going to provide is going to be what's ranking on page 1 of Google for that target keyword phrase already. And the reason for this is because what's currently ranking, Google is basically signaling this is what we think a good search result looks like. Kind of hilarious. Metabase has both of these variations, which I find funny. And the reason that we're doing this is because Google is already signaling that these are the types of pages that it thinks are a good search result for us to write based on. Now, you can get way more technical into this. I'm not going to go there in this video. The best way that you can do this actually is you basically have an AI interview you for like 30 minutes. You take that transcript and it's your perspective, your opinions, your point of view on the specific content category topic. And then you incorporate that into the source material as well. So the scraping that you did, you incorporate that along with your own tone of voice. And then you probably have a style guide that you would incorporate as well. And then have it write based on all of that. And that's going to create the best output. But again, today, this is going to be pretty good and these will rank. But if you want to take this further, that's how you can make this like an unbelievable piece of content is by doing what I just said. And at this point, I've extracted all of that content, that source material. I'm going to put that into the context and write based on this. And this is going to go and write that 1,500 word article. Once we have that, we'll then go and publish that to our CMS. We use Strappy internally, but this could work into Webflow. This could work into WordPress. This could work anywhere that you publish content. It's the same process, the same strategy, the same idea. And right now, I'm just talking about a single article, but you can do this for every one of these keywords. I can tell Claude, go and write this, do the same process for every keyword and publish this for every keyword. And so I want you to expand your mind on like what's possible here and like how much work you can get done by going through this process. And I know there's going to be people listening to this right now and be like, oh, this is AI slop. There's no way that you can create good content out of this. I totally disagree. I think that that is a skill issue. You can 100% get good content to come out of this. You are just not providing it guardrails of what good content looks like. And if you think that your job is not going to be augmented in some way by this, you're getting high on your own supply. I promise you, this is going to affect every person that's doing any type of growth role. All right, so it's finished writing that article. I'm now going to prompt it. Now publish this article to our blog using the Strappy API. And then the other thing I'll say on people that say this doesn't work or this content doesn't work, especially on the SEO side, is they're not even refreshing the content. They're not improving it. And I'm going to show you how we can literally have it improve the content based off of the data that we're getting back from Google Search Console for those specific articles. All right, I just published that blog post. I just completed it. So let's go look at that now. And it's live on the site. So at this point, I would now want to start tracking this campaign that I'm doing, this versus campaign. So this is how I would accomplish that. I would go to graph.com and I would select the data source Google Search Console. And then I would just tell it to make a dashboard for this. So it's going to just make a line chart for me. And while it's working on that, I'm going to show you how I can use the graphed MCP to improve these articles as well using Claude Code. So within that same chat, I can now say, use the graphed MCP and find the other versus articles in the blog. I want you to use the Google Search Console data connection and pull the top 5 versus pages. I want to find the keywords that are related to those top 5 pages and give me insights on how I can optimize those pages so that they'll perform better. Look at both the content and also the data from Google Search Console. All right, and coming back to that dashboard that's now built, I can drag that over and filter this by daily, weekly, monthly. I can also share this with my team by creating a link. But instead, what I'm going to do is add a scorecard so I can see the count of the impressions. So I'm going to say add a scorecard showing the impressions for blog content URLs that contain verses. And then I hit send message and I'm going to go back over here and see what it's working on. So it's going to do this analysis for me. And let's pull this over to this side. And then I'm going to click into this chart. I want to add clicks as well. So I'm going to tell it to do that. Please add clicks to this chart as well. And actually, just for the sake of time, let's just find the top 5 versus articles and then show me the keywords related to each of those URLs from Google Search Console. Google Search Console is the data source that I want you to pull via the graphed MCP, and then give me some insight on how I can optimize those blog posts based off of the keyword data that we're getting from Google Search Console. And now I'm back over at that dashboard. Clicks are way smaller. It's way lower. So I'm going to say move clicks to the right side of the y-axis. So left side will be impressions, right side will be clicks. And we can see now through the graphed MCP, it's pulling in that data that I asked for, and it's going to do that analysis for me within Claude Code. And this is how you can continuously improve your marketing using all of this tooling in parallel and also handle the reporting for all of the work that you're doing on the go-to-market side. And you can see it made that change, shifting that over to the right side. And you can get started with Graphed for free at graph.com. It has a 14-day free trial that comes with 10 seats for your team. Everything that I just showed you, you can do in Graph. And if you want more content like this, please, again, go to gtmengineeringcourse.com and join the newsletter. It's free. I will just send out videos like this. And also go subscribe to the YouTube channel if you want more content like this. If you have questions, comment on this. And if you have questions, comment wherever you're watching this. And if you want even more content around go-to-market engineering, go follow me on Twitter or follow me on LinkedIn. And finally, to conclude, it just did this analysis for me based off of my live data. I still can't get over this whenever it happens. And it's basically telling me how I can improve this. So absolutely crazy. All right, I'll talk to you next time.